Jim, what did you watch on WWE Raw?
Absolutely nothing.
Is there a reason for this?
Because I read the online recap dissertation of the episode, and it wasn't even the same thing that we were just talking about a few minutes ago, where it follows the same pattern and the interview and they get in a fight. And this time they had an interview, they didn't even get in a fight. This time they are all just talking to each other in between the miscellaneous matches that are put out there for these poor, struggling, young, starving artists to practice their craft. It was, you read the same thing. You peeked at the recap of the thing and we're like, what in the hell is going on here? Well, you were watching some of it and zoned out, didn't you?
I saw the beginning on mute because the first thing that happened was Jey Uso came out. So I had it on mute because I don't need to sit there and watch 5 minutes of him coming out to his music and dancing and then saying, it's over. Well, it's not over. Here's more. And then they do it a second time.
It will never be over.
I don't care how much fun those people are having there. I'm not having that much fun at home watching it. So the World Series was on. I watched the World Series with sound. I watched Summer Raw. And then I got tired and I went up to the bedroom and just the World Series was on TV at that point. I figured I'll watch it on DVR the next day. And I woke up today, saw the report from the Wrestling News, the wonderful work as they do on a daily basis. Brian Solomon, Mike Sempervive, Lou Kippelman, Jason Nacarado. I saw that report. I read what was on that show. And I realized the little bit I saw at the beginning that I didn't care about was the highlight of the show. And there was just nothing I needed to see. Nothing I... See, I mean, that's what I'm talking about when I say there's like the promos don't make you want to see anything. I didn't yearn to see Dominic and Rusev or whatever the fuck was happening. Like, it's interesting, and if I was watching, I'd check it out, but it wasn't like I need to see this. They may hate each other. No, they're working together today. Maybe it'll be an all right match. I wasn't in that zone.
There are people out there going, they can't even be bothered. It's their job to watch. No, it's not our job to watch every goddamn minute of anything put out by anybody. We compare and contrast and critique the two programs because, well, at first it was a fight. And then after it became a runaway rout, we are left with describing how that the WWE does the absolute least possible and is getting the most money. And we are also left to describe AEW in what the fuck are they doing? And it takes so long to even tell you that, and you still don't understand it. That sometimes we do go on, but the point is, for the reasons just quoted, we're about half-ass fed up with both. And I'm thinking that we're starting to see other people, the rank and file folks who follow this as fans are, kind of thinking the same way, at least as far as the apathy toward, it's a constant big show of the same kind of matches in both companies. What is different for the AEW fan? What different thing or people are they featuring that anybody wants to see? And in the WWE, yes, they're still selling the tickets, but as far as getting the people to watch, what are they doing differently on their big shows here lately that makes them stand out? Or is it just a blur over there because they got Saturday night's main event and the premium live event and the goddamn special on, I forgot, what is Saturday night's main event on anymore? What's that going to be on this weekend?
And we'll talk about that in a minute or so, but that will be on Peacock in the United States and YouTube throughout the rest of the world.
So that's the only thing we still need Peacock for.
Yeah, and we'll be telling you about Surfshark in a little while too, ladies and gentlemen, to get around this.
Christ. But I guess point is, both of them are kind of in a rut. AEW's in a rut where they can't get out of their own way, just doing shit over flamethrowers, Molotov cocktails, fucking people being dropped from helicopters, screaming like turkeys that can't fly. And in the WWE, they're making people pay record prices to watch them walk to the fucking ring and wave. So,
But we are seeing more feedback. You're hearing from more people that there are more tickets available. Even though they're breaking gate records everywhere and making all this money, you are starting to hear that. I see a lot of the reports that WrestleTix puts out. It seems like they're pretty close to capacity still, but we're hearing from people. I heard from, I don't have it in front of me. I apologize to the listener. Someone sent an email to CornyDriveThru@gmail.com. I believe they went to the last SmackDown. They waited until the day of the show. They were able to get a ticket for $40. And when they went, they said there were a bunch of empty seats. So who knows what's going on? Who knows who's buying the tickets? If it's people or if it's brokers. But there is...
Or if it's broke people.
You are starting to see the blowback a little bit from the rank and file wrestling fans about WWE's pricing. So then you go past that. What's the one thing that could defeat all those issues? If shit's hot. If I asked you right now, AEW, WWE, TNA, New Japan, whatever it may be, who's the hottest star in wrestling right now, and what's the hottest feud in wrestling right now? Could you even give me an answer? Not who's the biggest. Who's hot right now? Who's just
the hottest?
Hot?
Yes. Yeah. We had the mixed tag team match with Seth and Mrs. against Punk and Mrs. And that was the hottest thing. And we've had it. We haven't seen AJ Lee since then, and Seth's in the goddamn hospital. So that ixnays that. There's Seth Rollins and CM Punk is the feud that will never die, but Seth is gone, and that's Cody and Drew was sped up. I don't think it's blistering. I mean, everybody wants to throw each other in the incinerator in AEW. How do you judge any level of nothing they have is hot?
Yeah, I mean, that's the point. Darby is a big star to their audience. He's not hot to anyone outside of their audience, and he's not going to be the guy that causes that to happen, more than likely. Either will Moxley or Adam Page, let alone Kenny Omega, or any of the guys there right now.
But also, there's not a hot rivalry. Even if they like Darby, who do they want to see him against? Well, they've seen him in Moxley a couple of times. We know that much.
But then you go to WWE, and they have all these big stars. No one's like really hot right now. They're all either popular or not popular on this, show that's going everywhere and making a whole bunch of money. But there isn't like a guy right now that's lighting up the industry. And that's hard to find. You can't just, bump into a Steve Austin or a Hogan or a John Cena or whoever it may be. But sometimes it feels like it's not even, the system is not even set up for that to be able to happen. For someone to break out or break away. Because I think a lot of that comes from being able to be natural. And getting over by being kind of something different than like Mercedes Moné out there giving the speech of her lifetime in front of a mirror. You know what I mean?
It takes both, unfortunately, because it takes the guy or girl, but the talent that can do it, and the booker or head of talent or whatever the position is that is smart enough to let them do it and produce them to where until they get it down, they don't fuck it up. Don't let them do the shit they shouldn't do. Just let them do the shit they should do and be able to figure out which it is. And you got to find the talent that can do it. You can't just tell them to do it. They got to be able to do it. And whatever it is has to come from them. That's when you get something different.